We've travelled the world and eaten everywhere from roadside bars to restaurants with Michelin stars. But there really is nothing like a bit of home cooking.
Coming into a warm kitchen filled with the aroma of a tasty meal bubbling away. It's one of life's great pleasures.
Lovingly prepared dishes with flavours that pack a punch. It's the perfect way to put smiles on the faces of your nearest and dearest.
We'll also reveal the fascinating stories behind iconic dishes.
Who makes the best spaghetti? You. Right answer.
Discover the secrets to producing quality ingredients.
And
Service!
Find out what chefs like to cook on their days off.
It's just much easier and much quicker.
there's nothing quite as comforting as simple home cooking. Today, dishes to feed a multitude. Whether you're impressing your guests or filling up the family, we're talking brilliant crowd pleasers. This dish, it's a crowd pleaser that can just expand to fit the amount of people that you wish to expand it to fit to.
When we say crowd pleaser, we mean, in a completely different language, party.
Yeah, it's food for guests, really, isn't it?
It is.
Right, first off, we've got two wonderful trimmed salmon fillets, and we're going to poach these down because we're going to make a salmon, spinach and hollandaise sauce pie. But the hollandaise has tarragon and lemon in, and it's just really tasty.
It's lovely.
And it's a pie.
It is.
So we just float that into the milk. Into the milk, got some tarragon, peppercorns and lemon and a bay. But, you know, it's a bit of flavour.
Lovely.
We poach that till it just flakes.
Now, a top tip and the key to hollandaise is the temperature of the butter. So we're going to melt it. Once we've melted it, we're going to take it off the heat. And then we're going to let it cool. While that is happening, I am going to infuse about 50 millilitres of white wine vinegar. And then a few peppercorns, a couple of blades of mace, a bay leaf. Now, to get the oil out of the bay leaf, scrunch it a bit. And we need 1 shallot, finely chopped. We're going to reduce this until there's about 2 tablespoons of liquid left, and that's it. So we'll boil it quite hard. I love this, it's an event.
Oh, it is. Salmon, you know, to me, there's still a little hint of luxury.
Oh, definitely, man. Right, now you can see how all of those great flavours, the bay, the mace, the shallot, the peppercorns, are all infusing that white wine vinegar.
And my next job is to wilt down the spinach. There's enough moisture in the spinach for it to cook itself, so we'll start by putting it in here.
So what we're going to do, 2 tablespoons, don't forget. And that's what we want out of this. So.
Now look, that big pan of spinach has become this little pan of spinach. But that little pan of spinach really is quite moist. We don't want that,
no.
So we're going to get a soggy bottom. So we put that in a sieve and let it strain, and I'll do my second batch of spinach.
3 egg yolks, whisk. And whisk them until they change colour. Now, because the process is gentle and the heat that we need has to be indirect, use a bain-marie. I'm going to add a little bit of fine salt. Lemon juice. Let's add a little bit of our vinegar. Just keep tinkling it away. Lovely. And then give it another whisk. What we're going to do, we're going to add this cooled butter, just a little at a time, literally. Let's just add the butter. Give it a good whisk again. Right, so I'm going to take this off the heat. Do you see how it's kind of starting to thicken? So now we just start to add the butter. Just a little at a time.
I'll tell you what, it's making me tired just watching him.
Oh, flipping heck.
It's worth all that effort. You are putting love into the dish, which our guests will receive by the plateful. Hey!
Look at that, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Right, now to this, all we've got to do is add some tarragon.
And whisk.
No, just stir. And some lemon zest. Now, you can just have a sit down whilst I make the pie.
I think I might.
And you know, actually, if you're short on time, the bought hollandaise sauce in a jar is perfectly good for this dish.
He's such a cheeky devil, isn't he?
Right. Bought puff pastry. Wonderful product, easy to handle, beautiful. Let us begin with Mr. Fish. Take half of the fish, hands are fine for this, and spread down one side. Now half the spinach.
As you can see what Dave's doing, he's squeezing every bit of moisture out. All of that flavour's still going to be within the leaves, but don't want the moisture.
Now just spread that over the salmon. Now that wonderful hollandaise sauce. Top with more salmon. More spinach. More hollandaise sauce.
Ooh, you are a one.
Oh, I know. Eggy wash around the edges. And let's put you to sleep, son. You want it well sealed and just kind of start a nice rolling crimp on the side like so. It's just like pick it up, turn it over. See? It's nice, isn't it? I'm just going to try and do some scales so I want to score, but not through.
Oh, you're getting naughty. You see, I love it when you get naughty. It's brilliant.
I think that's enough to you.
Yeah.
Brush very gently with egg so we get a nice golden top. So we put that into a preheated oven, about 180 degrees Celsius, for about 30 minutes or so, until it's risen, bold and golden. That is beautiful.
Oh, well done, Mr. Myers.
We have created quite a crowd pleaser. Oh, look at that. It's so full of flavour.
Oh. Yeah.
The hollandaise, that tarragon, the lemon zest, salmon, spinach, it all goes together.
Those texturally, it's lovely as well.
Yeah, it's lush.
What a crisp pastry. Oh.
What a lovely centrepiece.
Yeah.
Britain has an army of creative chefs who day after day send out sensational dishes to customers in their restaurants.
They work long hours, toiling over their stoves.
But at home, what's their idea of comfort food? Romy Gill, MBE from Thornbury in Gloucestershire, tells us about her home-cooked favourite.
I'm a head chef, restaurant owner of Romy's Kitchen in Thornbury. We've been running for nearly 3 years now, and the cuisine is Indian, but it's very modern Indian cuisine. I grew up in India, in West Bengal. I came to UK when I was 22 years old, and I said to my husband, I want to open a restaurant. He just looked at me and didn't say anything. And 22 years later, I have my restaurant. I need a nice plate, please. If you're passionate, if you have a dream, you've got to follow it. For me, the love affair of food started way back in India because my parents enjoyed cooking, and I want to use the best produce we have in this country and apply what my mum and dad used, the spices. Why can't we use it? You know, the fish and chips, I do fish and chips in an Indian style. It works really well. With one spice, you can just completely change the look, taste of the dish. A lot of people call me mistress of spices, but I think I love playing with the spices. And I've learned all that from my parents. My home cooking is very different because I hardly have any time with my daughters. So I don't want to be cooking really complicated dishes. I like making simple, easy, quick things. So I'm going to be making sweet and sour chicken wings with an Indian twist guacamole. It's simple, it's quick, my daughters love it. It's the messiness of eating with the fingers. I love it. I'm going to take my chicken wings, I'm going to marinate them first with a little bit of ginger and garlic, and some soya sauce, tinsy, a little bit of chili flakes, some honey, pomegranate molasses, a little bit of ketchup, not too much with the sweetness of it, and key ingredient in is the smoked paprika. Once they be cooked in the oven, they go really crispy. That smoky flavor of the paprika is just delicious. I'm gonna keep it in the fridge for half an hour, not longer than that, doesn't really need it. With that, I will be serving some guacamole in an Indian style. And it's got apple in it, avocados, it's got red onion, mint, which is the freshness that works so well with the avocado, and a little bit of fresh coriander. Got a little bit of kick to it, just a little chili. Whiz it up, make it like a kind of paste kind of thing, and it works so well with the chicken wings. Yes, darling.
It was really yummy. It's like not too spicy. It's really good.
What about you, Neve? You're digging into it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Do you like the guacamole?
Yeah, it's the best.
It's a simple, delicious meal for my children.
When your palate is after this, only this will do. And what is it, Mr. Myers?
Well, this is a crowd pleaser that we're individually, together, we've been doing for years, and it's a tandoori mixed grill. It's great in your kitchen in the winter or on a barbecue in the summer. It's just so yummy. Meat number one.
Chicken.
Meat number two.
Prawns.
Meat number three.
Lamb cutlets.
French trimmed.
Thank you, only on a Tuesday.
And plate number four, salmon.
Oh.
Now, the marinade that we're using is the same for the chicken, the prawns and the lamb. And we've got like a little quirky kind of marinade for the salmon.
We've got a little twist, haven't we? A little hoo-hoo.
Now, I'm going to start out by making the marinade for the prawn, the lamb and the chicken. So I've got a big lump of ginger into a bowl of yoghurt and about 6 cloves of garlic that I'm going to grate into this.
Now, while Dave's doing that, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the prawns. So you know how to devein a prawn. Take the prawn's buns off. That's its head. Legs off. Now, you can't keep the tail on. It's a good thing. You can kind of just, you know, pick your prawn up with it. Anyway, with a sharp knife, just very gently draw around the back. And just run your fingernail through the middle, like that. One clean prawn.
So I've got the garlic, the ginger, the yoghurt, some scrapings of nutmeg now. and the juice of a lemon. And the beauty of making your own marinade like this is there's a freshness to the spices. It just takes everything up a notch. To start with, I want 2 teaspoons of ground cardamom. I want 2 teaspoons of ground coriander. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. 2 teaspoons of ground turmeric.
It's like a Mensa test, dude, isn't it? You know?
It's a spicy one. I want half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of ground cloves, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 2 big spoons of Kashmiri chili powder.
Oh, now you're talking. For the salmon, what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of oil, a little bit of lemon juice, some dill and some capers. So, oil it first. Now, the reason that we're oiling it first is so all this sticks. And then, well, the juice of about half a lemon.
Oh, Kingy.
Get it in.
1, 2, 3.
You split, I'll massage.
All right. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I mean, this marinade, it's porky, it's dead great. If you can afford the time, leave it to marinade overnight and most of the next day. I would say the minimum you could get away with marinating it is about 2 hours.
Right.
Thank you.
Hands, mate. Now, I don't know why, but it just feels right to cook the chicken last. So that's what I'm going to do. Heat the griddle to a medium to high heat. The lamb chops will take about 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes per side. If your griddle's hot enough, you should get minimal marinade smearing your grill. It should all stay on that beautiful cutlet. Just be patient, let them sit, let them crisp off, and then turn them. What do you reckon, Dave?
Oh, yeah,
Looking
perfect.
great, aren't they?
Yeah, I just can't wait to eat them.
The same process for the prawns.
Wow, look at those prawns.
They're working, dude, aren't they?
This is very much a crowd pleaser.
And the salmon. The chicken needs about 3 minutes per side. And that should be juicy, succulent, and perfectly cooked.
The thing is, there's plenty of food here for 8 people.
It is.
But there's a great feast for 2.
Not just.
How can we keep this feast to ourselves? That is a crowd pleaser. The secret to creating delicious comfort food is using the right ingredients. The cooking is the easy bit.
The real work is done by the producers who put all their passion and expertise into getting their ingredients just right.
We raise Mangalitsa and Saddleback pigs on our farm here in Pembrokeshire to produce meat exclusively for our 2 food vans. I love the pigs. They're very intelligent creatures. They're very loyal. They've got definite personalities. Some of them are grumpy, some are very friendly. You always get 1 or 2 that love having their bellies scratched. We keep primarily Mangalitsa pigs. They're from Hungary. They're a very unusual looking pig. In the winter, they have a thick, curly, wiry coat, and in the summer, they tend to lose that. We have 2 varieties, the swallow belly, they're black with a white underbelly, and blonde. They look probably more like a sheep than a pig. They get called a sheep pig. They get likened to wombles as well. When we started farming pigs, it was really important to us to stick to the principles of the slow food movement. The pigs would always be free range. They can roam in the fields during the day. They've got access to a barn. And in our food business, we will only ever use our own meat. The way we rear them really makes a difference. A commercial pig is fed, it doesn't have much exercise, so it grows really, really quickly. It can be slaughtered at maybe 5 months, whereas our pigs, you're talking sort of 16 to 18 months at the least. They grow as nature intended, outdoors, and the diet's supplemented by bugs and grass, and it produces a far better quality end product. The breed of pigs we chosen not only for their temperament and the hardiness outdoors, but also the flavour, the characteristics of the meat. The mangalitsa, for example, they lay on fat quite easily. People call them a lardy pig, but they produce the most amazing salami, chorizo. So this one looks amazing, doesn't it? It's huge. It's turned out really well.
Yes, it has actually, on the size and everything.
So as a charcutier, how did you find working with the mangalitsa in particular?
With the mangalitsa, I felt that it was a much redder meat. The marbling of the fat going through it was fantastic, which is what you can see on some of the pancettas by here, the marbling and the fat contact. And it's so soft, you could whip it. The back fat on a mangalitsa, it is just soft and white and beautiful. When you're making an andouille and you want it to keep spreadable, that is fantastic to be able to make one of these out of it.
Yeah. The texture is great. It's almost like a pate, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's kind of the way I describe it to customers. It's like chorizo, but a pate texture. But both the andouille and the chorizo, they're so versatile.
Chorizo, when you cook with that, the flavours and the fat and the oils will just come through when you're cooking. And the andouille is just fantastic in cooking in any dish. Scrambled egg, paella, pasta dish, so many dishes. But it looks amazing, and I think the customers would love that with you, Michelle.
They do. When I do an event, they love seeing it hanging up. They get their phones out, they're taking photographs of it, posting it on social media. Yeah, they can't believe what they're seeing. People seem to love what we're doing. They like the story behind it, seeing the pictures of the pigs, seeing the way they live. People really appreciate that.
Now look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful pork product, this.
Proper Pembrokeshire pork shoulder. And we're going to do a crowd-pleasing pie.
It's a pork and apple pie.
With cider. I'll get these onions on and start to sweat them down.
And I, David, I'm going to season this beautiful pork from Pembrokeshire. And don't be scared, give that a good loads of pepper. Lovely. Toss it in. And then what we're going to do is just going to fry it off in batches, just so it gets some colour on that beautiful, beautiful pork.
I'm going to do the pastry in a food processor. And to be honest, it's so simple. I've got my flour. And because it's a savoury pie, I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in this. Cubes of butter, because it is a rich, short crust pastry, and an equal quantity of cubes of lard. Lard does really work in savoury pastry. It gives it a fructile, it kind of breaks in flakes.
Yeah, it's lovely.
a really good texture. Right, I'm just going to whiz this till it goes into crumbs.
You know, when we talk about colour on the meat, that's what we mean. Just a little bit of caramelisation. Beautiful. That batch is nearly ready, so I'm just going to put it on top of those onions that are sweating down in the casserole dish.
Now, first off, I'm going to put one whole egg in and see how we get on. If it's still a little stiff, I'll add water teaspoon by teaspoon till I get a perfect ball of pastry. I do believe we have pastry. Now, I want to chill this right down. It's going to make it easier to handle and roll out. So we put this in the fridge, well, for a couple of hours to rest, really.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to deglaze the pan to make sure that we get all that flavour off with half of the cider. And then while that cider's coming to a boil, we're going to take a pork stock cube. And all we're going to do is dissolve that into the cider, just taking every bit of flavour off there. We'll pour that into there. We add a bay leaf. We add 6 whole sage leaves.
Oh, they're whoppers.
And then we'll just stir that in and then add the rest of the cider. Put a lid on it, pop it in the oven, 160 degrees for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay, we've let it cool, and now what we need to do is separate the gravy from the solids.
I am going to make my pastry crust.
Go on, Dave, why don't you? So, what we do... This we reserve, because this is going to be our gravy.
So with 2/3 of the pastry, we roll out and make the bottom and the sides. Now, I'm going to go a bit thicker than normal for this because we want the pie to stand on its own 2 feet.
Oh, these are beautiful.
And I'm going to show you a little trick so you don't get a soggy bottom. Now, what you want to do is just paint the bottom of your pastry with an egg white. And when this dries, it'll create a bit of a seal. It's going to help your pie stand up.
Finely shred the remaining sage leaves. Then add the sage and apples to the pork. And then there's 2 tablespoons of flour, just normal plain flour. Just fold it over. Add the Pembrokeshire pork and apple mixture to the tin, spreading it evenly.
Now, the lid. Let's lay that on and make a seal. Now, all the years Si and I have been cooking together, we have a kind of a tradition. The tradition is that he crimps the pie.
I love a crimp. What I'm going to do, just with this finger and with your thumb and forefinger, you just crimp like that.
You see, look at that. It could be a machine.
Happy?
I'm over the moon. That's beautiful. Now, I'll try and do a few leaves. Bit of egg.
Oh, Mr. Myers.
Oh, just a little bit of...
Fantastic.
Well, it's...
Well, it looks great, that.
It's going to be a crowd-pleasing pie, you know. It's like, I don't care what's in it, I'm having it. Bit of eggy wash. And this is going to be a proper crowd-pleasing pie. Now we'll just pop this into a preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, for between 50 and 60 minutes.
While the pie is cooking, make the gravy. Mix 2 tablespoons of corn flour with 2 tablespoons of the cooking liquor in a small bowl. Give it a whisk. Pour the rest into a saucepan and place over a medium heat. Bring to the boil, then stir in the corn flour mixture. Reduce the heat slightly and simmer for a couple of minutes to cook the flour out.
Well, we'll do it like this. That goes on there.
Yes.
Expect you'll be wanting a nice big slice of that.
Definitely.
Oh, see, look at that.
Oh, dear.
And it's full, it's packed. There's the apple, and that's what you want. Now, what every pie needs is a bit of that gravy. That was so worth keeping, wasn't it?
That's it. Oh, mate, it's brilliant.
Okay. Simple Simon was a pieman, right down to his roots. Said Simple Simon to the pie, come here, Hinny, let me fill me boots.
Every dish tells a story. It may be about the ingredients that define it, the memories it evokes, or the people who created it. This is the story of Father Theo's moussaka.
My name is Father Theodoros. Family and friends call me Father Theo. I'm originally from Cyprus, and I am a Greek Orthodox priest in the Orthodox Church in Warsaw. I'm newly ordained, actually. I've only been ordained for 3 years now. But my life has been always about church and food. I remember me having to lie to my mum to tell her that my friends are not out to play today, so unfortunately I'm going to have to stay here with you, so I could sit at the end of the table and watch her cook. One of my favorite dishes that I love to cook is moussaka. It's a dish that has got a very special place in my heart. One of the reasons it takes me right back where I started in my mum's kitchen again, cooking the dish. And you hear moussaka, you think of Greece. It's the national dish. You can't say Greece and don't say moussaka. It's something that you can't separate. The first thing that we do is to prepare our vegetables. Usually it's just aubergine. I like to use potato and courgettes. I think it adds more flavor to the dish. Of course, Mum taught me everything I know, and the recipe, it's hers. However, you know what cooks are like and chefs, they like to put their own spin on things, and I have done the same. And I always say that, you know, my recipe, it's one of the best. Well, I let the people judge that. Second step, prepare the lamb mince. Add tomatoes, the fresh herbs, the allspice, the cinnamon. And now my secret ingredient, it's a dessert sweet Greek wine. And it gives the lamb meat a beautiful taste. The last part of the dish is the bechamel sauce. A little bit of fresh cream makes the whole thing more velvety, perfect. And I add Cypriot cheese to it, which is called anari, and I add nutmeg. Moussaka originates from the Ottoman times. So you will find moussaka in every country that it was under the Ottoman occupation. Different versions of it. For example, in Turkey, the vegetables are served as a casserole, usually with rice. In Lebanon and some other Arab countries, the dish could be served room temperature and sometimes chilled. And that's where it got its name from, moussaka, which means chilled. The Greek version that we all know and love today came in the early 1920s from a chef called Salmon, and is the one that finalized the dish the way we eat it today. Ευλογητός ο Θεός ημών πάντοτε νύγκαιοι και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων. Αμήν. Καλώς ορίσετε. Καλή όρεξη. Right, okay, who's going to have the first piece? Ooh, oh, look at that. Wow. Moussaka is one of my family's favorites. But there's never one dish on that table. Not on a Greek table, you have 2 or 3. The dark one is the halloumi. Every warm and loving memory that I have from back home, it's round food. It's never an occasion without it. So I kept that, and that's what I try to pass on to my own family here in the UK.
You see, the crowd-pleasing element of this dish is it's a tear and share, isn't it?
It is, and that's the nice thing. That's the whole thing about the crowd pleaser. People sat round a big table, tucking in.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be savoury. This is sweet. It's a sweet tea time treat, and it's our chocolate cherry buns.
Oh, I love a chocolate cherry bun.
It's like a Chelsea bun gone bad. First off, I start with flour, brown sugar. I'm on dries, he's on wet.
So I'm bringing the milk to just below boiling point, and then all you do is add some butter to it.
It's a rich dough, it's a sweet tea bread.
And you leave that to melt. Don't touch it, don't do anything with it, just leave it alone.
Too hot and you'll kill the yeast, which I'm going to put in now. And it's a spiced bun. So we want a teaspoon of allspice. It's a bit of a kind of hot cross bun vibe, but in the middle, you've got all manner of good stuff like maple syrup and cherries, and it's lovely. So mix your powders.
Right, while Dave's doing that, I'm just going to beat an egg.
You know what I'm going to do now is I'm going to oil my hands and oil the board, because it's a very soft, sticky dough, and this is a way I'm not going to get into an unholy mess.
The butter is now melted completely. Whisking, 2 eggs go in, nicely beaten.
And all of this liquid goes in.
And now it's the messy bit.
Not off. Thank you. And there really is that old adage that the softer the dough, the better the product. Do you know, there's always that fear when you're doing these sticky doughs that you're going to be like that forever. And it's such a satisfying moment when it begins to become dough. Look at that. I think I'm there, Si.
You there, mate?
Yeah.
Now, this dough will now sit in the bowl and prove. Now, ordinarily, as you know, we'd use cling film, but we're not on this occasion. What we're going to do, we're going to use a damp tea towel, put that over the top, because the dough rises over the top of the bowl. So we'll put that away somewhere nice and warm.
Look at that one.
Get in.
It's like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a filling. It's butter, some demerara sugar, and cream those together until nice and fluffy.
Beautiful.
There's about 100 mils of maple syrup goes in.
We need to spread this out. I'm not worried about knocking the air out of it, because it is going to have a second rising.
2 teaspoons of allspice and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
I believe I have made the biggest naan bread ever created. But you know, this is a crowd pleaser.
In the middle.
Oh, no, just spread it over. That's it, but leave me an edge, probably. Look at that. Now. Chocolate chips. Now, we're using dark chocolate because really we want to keep the sweetness down a little bit. Well, there's not that much sugar. Well, yeah, glassy cherries, fair dues. Now, the cherries go on to the dark chocolate. And I suppose it's a bit of a Black Forest thing going on. Look at this. They're like rubies. Look at that, eh?
Oh, it's lovely.
And that's what you want. It's a crowd pleaser.
I've buttered this baking dish. Oh, David.
I think this could be a two-hander.
Right, mate.
Right, an end each, right? And just curl it over. Because we're going for a swirl, like a cinnamon swirl.
Yeah, got you.
Have you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah, keep. Nice. And just keep it even. Keep speed with each other.
That's it.
Look at this. Great one to do with the kids.
Not.
And if you find that you've got more than you anticipated, you can always freeze them.
What's a big lad?
Right, just brush with egg. Cover these with a tea towel and leave them for about half an hour for their second rising. More eggy wash and a coating of demerara sugar. Now these need to go into a preheated oven about 180 degrees Celsius for about 35 minutes until baked through golden and fabulous. Right. Hey! Nice buns, dude.
Aren't they, aren't they?
They're superb, aren't they?
Minter.
Now that's a centrepiece, isn't it?
Well, and that's the thing. You put down loads of cups of tea, big cafetières of coffee, everybody sat round the table having a chat of a Saturday afternoon. Brilliant.
You can say, look what I've got on the table. Hairy Bikers chocolate and cherry buns. Should we do a bit of icing on the top?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. By the way, this is just icing sugar and water.
Lush, dude. Nicely done, sir. Can we eat it now?
It's tear and share.
I'll tear, you share.
Oh.
Oh, Dave.
It's so light in a kind of unctuous, sticky, amazing.
Man, that is epic.
Now that is a tea time crowd pleaser.
For sure.